Ladies and gentlemen, good evening. We are going to play with Spring once again. And I don't know if you remember my last video, but there we had, I showed you how we could actually use embeddings, where we had some data, some customer data, we had some company data, and this data was, in my situation, let me just find the data right here. So I had this OpenAI service that I created. Then I had all of these songs. I had an old jukebox that knew 20 songs, and then we could place what we listened to the last time, and then we would find something similar and recommend that to us as the next song. So that was the video last time, but what we actually did the last time was that we created these embeddings. Embeddings means that we are creating all of these, we are converting all of these text into vectors instead. So we're converting it into vectors. We're using the OpenAI model to do that, and then when we have those vectors, then we can compare that to another context, to another text, like the song that we just listened to. Then we can feed it with that, and then we can find the most relatable, the closest relatable song to that song that we just listened to, and that is all done with embeddings. But we don't have to run the embeddings every time, because that's quite expensive in tokens. So to solve that problem, there's something called vectors, vector databases. And here we can choose to use any. There are actually a lot of choices, and one of them is a Redis database, and that is what I've chosen right here, just because Redis is really fast. We need to add this dependency right here, so that means that then we can, instead of calling the model all the time, then we will call it once, and then we will store all of these embeddings, all of these vectors. We'll store that in a Redis database, and then we can still compare it with a convenient method instead of doing the cosine math that we had to do the last time. I'll just show quickly what we had to do the last time, just so you can see what we actually save. So last time we had this post construct where we call the model, and then we got an embedding response right here. So the part that we want to replace is this line right here, where we're actually adding the response and the vectors. We're adding that to a map that we have up here. We have that map up in the top right here. So we don't want to use that anymore. Now we want to use a Redis vector database instead, because it's much easier. Then we don't have to call this cosine similarity method right here, which is quite complex. There's a lot of math right here. Then that is nicely wrapped inside a convenient method in the vector database class. So let me just show you how to do that. First of all, we have to add the vector database to the build.gradle file. Here we have the build.gradle file, and here we're adding the Redis store right here. Another thing you have to do is you have to start up a Redis. You can start up a Redis container, and you have to start up the right image, because it has to be an image where the JSON module is enabled. And if you can just check this one, Redis stack server latest, then you will have the JSON module enabled and start up Redis with that module also. So that is one prerequirement, and then we can actually start on configuring the stuff that we need. We need something called a Redis pool. So we need to create one of those right here. So we have the Redis vector store configuration right here, and I am connecting to localhost and this port right here, default port 6379. The next thing we need to configure is the vector store itself. And here we can choose which index name should be used and which prefix should be used for the keys. And it actually doesn't matter, because as long as you're using the same vector store to get to both put all of your data and also to get the similarity on another piece of data, then it doesn't matter what you choose right here. You can just keep the defaults, and of course you can also choose your own values. If you want to, you can actually connect with IntelliJ. It has a cool database client tool where you can just connect to your local Redis database, and then you can follow the data if you feel like it. Another thing you can add is metadata. Metadata is good if you want to help the algorithm with actually filtering. Let's say that you have millions of records, then you're only interested in checking the records where the country is Denmark, for instance, or the year is 2025. You're not interested in all of the data. Then you can actually you can filter out that You can filter out that data before you call the method that then does all of the math. It makes it much faster. Yeah. And that's actually it. So when you have done that, then we can now start the new service right here with where we have a vector store included. Again, it's exactly the same data. Right now, I'm just using documents. I'm adding a metadata with country unknown right now, and year is 1900, just for fun, just to have some metadata attached as well. And I've added that to the document right here. So that is the difference of the difference between using strings and then the document. When you use the document class, then you can actually add metadata that you can use to filter your similarity algorithm on afterwards. So we have all of these weird songs right here. Or not weird songs, they are quite known. And again, here we are calling post construct, and then we're adding them all to the vector store. We actually do not have to call it on every time we start up our application, so we can try to outcomment this after we run the first time. And I've actually just run it, so let us just try to outcomment this right now. So I know that this data right here is filled into the Redis database, and then we have the recommend next song again right here. And this time we call vector store, and then we can just call similarity search. So instead of having a cosine method and doing a lot of weird math, then we just call similarity search. It's just so much easier. Yeah, and then we have a search request, and here inside the builder here we can actually filter the data on metadata if you want to do that. In my situation, I just want to query on the string. On the just listen to song right here, and then I want to get the 5 top matches. Okay, let us just change it to 3. The three songs that actually matches this. Or actually, just one. Let me just get one. I'm just only interested in one. And then I'll get the document out, and then we'll return those top X documents. Right now, it's just one. So let us try to run that. I've created a test for this, of course. So here I have the test. I am auto-wiring in the Mike's OpenAI embedding service with vector store. It's a long name, but you can call it or whatever you want to, of course. So here I'm getting a list back of documents, and I call recommend next song. And then here I have my song. I'm singing in the rain. It's a song about falling in love. Okay, and then we'll print out the documents afterwards. Let us just run this test right here and see what actually happens. It should be running right now. Alt 4 to see what's running. By the way, if your tests are running all the time, then it's because you hit that little rerun automatically button. I did that early on. It was quite annoying. I did not know what was going on. It was because I misclicked this button right here. Okay, so recommend next song. Let's see. And the song that we are getting back is Purple Rain by Prince. It's slow burning ballads with soulful vocals. Okay, that's quite cool. And it gets a score. Here's the score. That's how similar this song is to the song that I was listening to. I'm Singing in the Rain. So that is actually quite cool. So that is how easy it is to use it. And then you can also scale with this approach, with the vector store approach, then you can actually scale this, because you can actually create a program that chews through your company data, embeds it piece by piece, adds it to the vector store, just like we are doing right here. And you can actually see that it worked. That's because I've already filled up the Redis database with this data right here. Here we have the vector store, so you can just chew through your company data, and add it to your Redis store. And then, then you can actually, whenever you have if you want to check some similarity with some other data, it could also be a question from your customer. Could also be if you want to check some categories, which category some data falls within. Then this approach with embeddings are also quite cool. And then you get this cool similarity search method right here. It is awesome. It's very easy to use. So yeah, we have the filter expression, and then we can filter on the metadata if we want to, but we don't want to do that right now. No, let me just get the top 3 this time. We run the test once again, and then we'll see which 3 songs that now resembles the Singing in the Rain. There we have them. We're actually getting the same song 3 times. That should actually not. Maybe it's because I placed duplicates in the database. Actually, that's why. So we should actually clear out our store first. We should actually clear out all of it right to begin with, and then we could continue afterwards. So let me just try to do that. So I will go to the services menu, Alt 8, and then I will say down. Then my Docker container will stop. Then I'll go back to my Docker compose file, and then I'll say up again. So we'll find it right there. Then I'll say please run it. Yes, yes, yes. Then we will see what happens now. So now it has started, and let us run the auth test once again. Run tests. Then we'll see what happens. It should only populate it once then, and then we should get some different songs and not the same song. Let us just check right here. So now we get 3 different songs. That's because before I had duplicates in my database, and of course then we'll just find 3 of the same type. And here we can see we have different scores in the right side. We have different scores. I also have something called distance, and of course distance is just how far away it was from 1. So a score of 1.0 means that they are exactly the same. And so a score of 0.91, that's quite good. And you can also say that you can also put in a threshold for which score that you want. So if you only want scores above 92, then you could add that as a parameter to the similar search that we have right here. Let me just find it right here. Here in the crow, you can just add to that you want a threshold on the. Here's a similarity threshold. Here I can say that I'm only interested in 0.92 at least. So now actually see, even though that I asked for 3 different songs, then I should only get 1 song. And I want to get 1. Of course, I get the same twice now because I have duplicate data. And I stuffed in the data twice, and of course I should find a solution for that when I'm doing demos. Of course, I could just I could manually fill in the data so it doesn't happen on every start. Thank you very much for watching, and have a great evening. Also, thank you very much for all of your comments as usual, and hope to see you again very soon. Bye bye.